in A to Z Sports, Andrew Goldstein and Zach Weiss, along with 3 members of the Pittsburgh Sparks dance crew here from the Pittsburgh Power. How are y'all doing today, guys?
Good. Good.
And welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. Glad to be here.
I guess we'll just start with how it felt, what motivated you guys to just try out in general for becoming a member of the Sparks team.
Well, actually, I didn't even know about the Power yet because it was the first season. So I looked into it, and it looked like the first professional dance team Pittsburgh's had in a while. So I told some of my friends, and we went to the auditions.
Me being one of her friends, me living with her, so she told me about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm in. So I auditioned with her. That was it.
I went to a game last year. This is actually my first season. And I had some friends on the team, so I thought it'd be fun to do.
So what was your experience going through the audition and everything that entitled?
Well, the auditions last year and this year were pretty much the same. We go through a process of learning the dances, then we go in front of a panel of judges, such as like Lynn Swan, our coach, some featured artists in Pittsburgh, and they judge us, and we go in smaller groups, and the crowd also interacts, and it's really fun. It's not like nerve-wracking or anything, so it's a fun experience.
Yeah, they do a little piece of a hip-hop dance, a little piece of a jazz dance, so you can show whatever side you're better at. You know, it's not just whatever, because we usually do at the games different types of dancing, so they like to see, you know, your personality at the audition.
Yeah, and it's a lot different from like Point Park too, because we do like ballet and jazz and stuff, but it's a sort of different styles, so like going to the audition and stuff, it was like fun to have like a little break.
So the auditions are more just fun than pressure. It's something that you guys are just completely used to and you all were in your element.
Yeah,
definitely.
Just
how excited are you, Rudy? That's your first season. Just opening nights next Friday. How's that going to feel? Just getting your first chance to perform in front of that crowd.
I'm a little nervous, just because I hear from them like how it's not like pressure, but like how hard it can be, and but I'm excited. All my family's coming and they're super excited, so we'll see.
And what has your 2 experiences been like, being your number 2? What's it just like performing for those kinds of crowds on a semi-regular basis over the course of the season?
I think it's great. Like, you really don't know what to expect until the first game, like when you really get out there. And when the crowd's like interacting, you just go with it, and it's so much fun. So I'm really super excited to get this year going.
Yeah, it's a lot different than a lot of Pittsburgh sports. Like the Steeler games are more hardcore and serious, and the tickets are harder to get. So I think it's a cool thing that families can go, and there's a lot of kids, so they get really excited when we dance, and that pumps us up, and so we can give back more.
So what was the experience like going into your first games, you 2 guys, when you it was the opening season, you had to go out there for the first games?
Well, I know for a fact I had never been a cheerleader before. I grew up just dancing, so this was a different sort of range and style for me because it's very cheer dance. And so I definitely was nervous, and I'm not a very nervous person. But like some of the other girls had more like cheer experience, and it kind of like helped me out with it. But it was like it wasn't pressure at all to go out there. So
it is interesting though when they blow the whistle and we come out for between the quarters and we do our dances. You know, the football players aren't thinking about that we're going to be coming out, and some of the refs and things. So it's really just, it's kind of, you're flying by the seat of your pants a little bit. You know the dance, and you know that,
just like run with it.
Yeah,
like.
just whatever's happening, just kind of work around it and stuff. But it's really fun.
Megan, can you take me through the experience? I believe I was told by Mike Gorham that you were given the chance to go to the Arena Bowl last year. What was that feeling like for you?
That was awesome. They flew me, well, they sent me a DVD with the dances on it, and I spent a few weeks just learning those and everything because I wanted to make sure, being the only person from Pittsburgh, that we were a new team, that everything was going to go well. But when I got out there, Lynn Swan was there, and he was the only other representative from Power with me. So we just we had a award ceremony where the teams got different awards for things they've done this season. I think we got something about being one of the best new teams, you know, and we presented the awards to the dancers, and all the girls were really nice. It was so cool learning about the other, like a lot of the different teams do things differently, and it was cool. We all still have like a little Facebook group, and we all keep in touch, and we came together, knew the dances, we had like one practice, and then we all got uniforms, and it was fun. We met the players, and we went to the media day and everything, so it was a really awesome experience.
What was it like, Lynn Swan obviously is part owner of the Power, but he's a big part of Pittsburgh sports history with the Steelers. What was it like meeting him and, I guess, the other owners for the first time?
They're really great. They're all super nice. They all make sure that we have whatever we need. If we need anything, we know we can go to them. Everything's great with them. So.
Yeah, I think the fact that they're well known in Pittsburgh and that they're really extraordinary people, makes what Pittsburgh Power starting out made it more appealing to other people, because when you hear arena football you don't really know what it is, but if you hear that there's good references that are owning it and starting it, I think that helps a lot of people be more interested in it.
I agree with both of them. They pretty much said everything. But yeah, everybody's we're super nice and helps us out whenever we need.
How did it feel last year, being that it was the first year that the team existed, just being a part of it, as either watching it or being a part of it from being on the Sparks, just getting a taste of perhaps being in the playoffs? So they finished 9-9 last season, but just a chance to be in the playoffs. How exciting was that kind of an atmosphere, knowing that they really had a shot to make the playoffs in year number 1?
It was really exciting. I love sports, so I loved that we were able to be right up by the field, and I was not really expecting them to be as good as they were as, a rookie season, and it was awesome being able to be right in the action. I think I would have gone to the games anyways. At first, they started out, and we were like, we'll see how they go, but each game we were winning,
Got better and
better. And everyone seemed more confident, and it ended up being so much fun. It was so energetic in the whole stadium, and towards the end, once we were having a great record,
Yeah. I think that brings a lot of energy for this season, because people are going to expect more because they were better than what was expected last year. And so I think it's going to be a good crowd, good energy, and so very excited.
And we already won our first game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
by a lot.
The away game, yeah.
And whenever I went, it was later in the season, and I was surprised that there was already so many Power fans and stuff that were keeping up with it. So I thought that was pretty cool for being the first year.
How much do you interact with the players, and how much do you interact with the fans, and what does that interaction consist of?
I would say that our interaction with the fans is way more than with the players, because we, before the game started out, there will be certain nights where we run out and give them what do we give them? Those plastic clappers and stuff like that last year, and we get to interact with them. We talk to them before the games and stuff like that, while the players are playing the game the majority of the time. But I think it's more fan based for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not around the players really ever.
At all.
Yeah, but we are around the fans a lot. We have promotions before the games for every game, so she'll send 5 or 6 girls out to different places, and so some people go to the Lexus Club, and some people just go out to the stands and hand things out, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
The fans are so excited.
To talk to them,
yeah,
and
it's really fun.
Just how does it feel? I believe I heard from another interview somewhere else after the games that there's a lot of the players sign, but you guys also interact with the fans as well. How does that feel, just getting a chance after the game to interact with fans and kind of thank them as well?
I think that's a great experience, because we get to interact with them in the beginning, and then we're on the sidelines in the game the majority of the time, and then they get that chance to come up to us, they get to take pictures with us, ask us whatever we want, they want, and I think that's just really fun to be able to give them pictures and whatever they need. So.
Mhm. It's fun talking to them afterwards, because before they don't really know exactly what we do all the time, and afterwards they'll come down and
they're really into it.
Yeah, they're really
Pittsburgh celebrities.
Yeah, it's really fun, and it's nice being able to talk to them, because sometimes during the game people will ask for pictures or ask you questions, and you can't answer them, but it gives you a chance to say, come see us after, and we'll talk to you about whatever.
I'm assuming you're looking forward to that as well, Rudy, just that chance to afterwards get an experience to meet some of the fans and thank some of the fans for coming out and supporting?
Yeah, definitely.
How excited are you to get this season started, get it underway? The Power obviously almost made the playoffs last year. They won their first game this year, and of course excitement's been building. We've seen their commercials and everything that's going on there. Plus, I believe this first game they're going to have that really big indoor fireworks display, I think the biggest in Pittsburgh history. So how much are you looking forward to getting this first game started and getting the season underway?
We're really excited. We always talk about how excited we are for the games and the seasons to start, because like once the season starts, it's just like you're on a roll and your adrenaline's always up. Like before the games, we're just like so excited and so happy because we know like kind of what to expect, and it's just really fun.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of practices with the girls, and the Sparks, we all get along really well and we have so much fun at practice, but once it's been a while practicing, you start to get used to all the things you're doing, and I think we're all ready just to get the things that we've been preparing out on the field and have the fans see it and see what they think. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, it feels like, not like work now, but like we are really trying to focus and make everything clean so we can have fun at the game next week.
Megan, I believe you mentioned earlier about the whole the fact that arena football is affordable. You see, just looking at it from a console perspective, the Penguins have their student rush. It's very, very hard to get tickets. My Pirates, let's not talk about that. The Steelers, obviously, very, very hard to get tickets. You have to pretty much be a season ticket holder for your life, your father's life, and your friend's life, etc. So how is it just that you have to, $15, tickets start at $15, it's affordable, and it's family fun, and how important is that to stress to the fans that, hey, you can come to this game and support the team at a very affordable price where everybody's entertained?
It's absolutely important. I think people can even, like Pirate games tend to be come and go. You can come in, have a good time, and, if it's too much for you, it's at least a good crowd interaction, and I think that that's how the Power games are. We'll see more and more fans becoming regulars because the tickets are affordable, so you don't need to have season tickets, thinking that you're missing out on some of the games that you've paid for. You can just buy them game by game and when you're going to be here, and we start to see a lot of the same faces who are having fun at the games.
Yeah, it's so much fun because they do become regulars, and you see them in the crowd, and you're like, oh, there's my friends. Like, I think of them as my friends, and like you throw them out shirts because like you know them, because you do see them after the games, and they're like, oh, Sam, you learn their names, and it's just a really fun thing to do.
And we could even stress it for like college students, since we're all struggling with our money. I mean, like Penn, Duquesne, and Point Park, we all live so close to Console, they could just like walk right over if they're looking for something to do on the weekend.
Well, we know how the Steelers and Penguins are in the city, and of course we also know how the Pirates are. But they're all really old teams, have had long-time fans, they've been fans really lifetime, I mean, 70, 80 years for some of them. Where do you think the Pittsburgh Power, being that they're the newest team, they're just going into their second season now, where do they fit into this Pittsburgh sports scene? Because obviously it's a great sports town, and we know what the fans can bring for teams.
I think that Pittsburgh Power definitely has its own spot within that because it is brand new, and I think people are still just getting used to the fact that it's coming about. And it's also on the off season of when the regular football is, right? Correct? Yeah, so everyone can show up to our games, and they get that football that they're not getting when the Steelers aren't playing. And I think it's just something that a lot of people are getting used to, and there's a lot of younger generations that are coming because it's a very like little kid oriented too as well. And I think it's finding its mark within Pittsburgh. So
yeah, I think eventually it'll be big, just like the Steelers or the Pirates or anything, because we're pretty dedicated fans here.
Well, perfect. That was Sam, Megan, Rudy. Thank you guys so much. You can catch them along with the rest of the Sparks Friday night, the home opener against the Philadelphia Soul. We have reached a break. It is now 5:21. We'll be back after this message with Kristen Vesley and Emily Shartner from Point Park Women's Basketball. You are listening to A to Z Sports here on the Voice of Point Park, 670 AM WPPJ Radio.